Monday, March 23rd, and you're watching the Hammer Daily here on the Hammer Betting Network, presented by our good friends over at FanDuel. I'm your host, Jason Cooper, alongside my producer behind the boards, Mike Bennett, making everything work behind the scenes so we can have a great show for you today. And speaking of which, we have a great show for you today. Batting leadoff, we got our good friend on the show, Corbie Craig, as he does every single Monday. He's going to be breaking down some March Madness, what happened in the round of 32, what he likes, looking forward to the round of 16. Maybe we'll take a look at some futures if there's time left. And because we're starved for basketball, he said he's going to bring an NIT play for us. Hopefully, he has something that's good for us, as good as Wichita State over Oklahoma State. Shout out Matt Winnick. That was a layup. I believe they won by 10 as 4.5 point dogs. Closed at 2.5, so good stuff there from Matt Winnick. Going to be bugging him more about NIT as things keep rolling on. After that, we got Issac Rose-Berman coming on, talking Miami Open. It's the round of 32 today. Got some more round of 16 stuff coming up in the Miami Open, not in March Madness, but we'll be talking through round of 32 and round of 16 for Miami Open. Maybe talk some futures. As always, he's got his underdog bets for us here today. So get that FanDuel account opened and ready to go when Isaac is on screen, because you're going to want to click all those buttons. And listen, bet responsibly. I round robin his stuff all the time. They're underdogs. Let's have some fun with it. Bet responsibly, but get those FanDuel screens open. Then finally, we close out the show with Drunken Goon, talking some World Cup qualifiers, what's going on with Italy, the African qualifiers. Maybe if we have a little bit of time as well, some MLS stuff, because I know that Goon likes his MLS. Anyways, excited to get in the show with you guys today. Do me a huge favor, though, before we get started. Smash the like button. Goes a long way here on the channel. If you're new to the channel as well, hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment. Let us know. There's a poll in the chat. I want to hear your guys' opinion on it, because it seems like people are back and forth on Twitter, but feels like there's only one answer here. Should Florida have fouled at the end of the game when they were up 2, and I believe they were in the double bonus? I feel like that's just a clear, easy yes. They were up 2. I believe there was 8 seconds left. Iowa runs the floor, hits a wide open corner 3. They score with, I think, 6 seconds left. And then Florida tries to go the other way, ends up losing the game. Florida could have fouled there. If Florida fouls there, the best case scenario for Iowa, unless they go 1, miss 1, get the rebound. Best case scenario is that it's a tie game with around 8 to 6 seconds left, and you get final possession. I don't see why people are like up in arms that Florida should not have fouled. They definitely should have fouled, and I think their coach at the end of the game said that they were trying to foul. But it's just weird because like it's the right analytics decision, and people see the word analytics. I feel like their brain instantly jumps and be like, no, I don't want to listen to that. It's like, well, you just saw what happens if the bad of the outcome there. Sure, of course, Iowa could have missed their shot, but they didn't. Sure, of course, Iowa could have made both free throws, but we don't know if that would have happened. That's like the best case scenario. So a little shocked, a little stunned. Florida could not go back-to-back in March. They end up losing in the round of 32 to an Iowa team that like it looks to be a little bit of fun. A little bit of fun. Hope everyone's brackets are in good standing. I'm going to talk a little bit more about March. Enough about me rambling. Mike, you wanted me to react to something today.
Yeah.
So let's throw to you. Let's bring up what what you want me to react to.
So
here.
I was on my way into the office this morning, basically, and Rob was like, show this to Jason. I want to get his like final reaction. So I don't know if you can see this, but basically the UFL gets underway on Friday, and all these UFL teams have what they like a halftime show. So Gucci Mane is opening, Gavin DeGraw, Ty Myers, Whale, Ludacris, Russell Dickerson, DJ Khaled, Nelly, and the Saint Lunatics. So, like, what are your thoughts on a league having, like, opening day halftime shows?
Like, I'm fine with it. Let's not get, like, the most over-the-hill rappers and, like, DJs and, like who's Russell Dickerson? Like,
country singer.
I don't know. These guys seem over the hill to me. No, am I crazy? Like, Wale, Luda, like, Nelly, like, I'm off this.
Do you think this is like a growing the game tactic?
I think this is a horrible idea.
Really?
Yeah.
We gotta get Mike's opinion. He's a big UFL guy. Who knows if he's into the entertainment side of things? But I personally, I'm not a fan of it.
It looks terrible. You think someone's gonna go to a UFL game to go watch Ludacris perform? Like, what are we doing here?
Or DJ Khaled.
Another
one.
Who? DJ Khaled doesn't even perform. He's a DJ. I think that's dumb.
Gucci Mane.
I think that's dumb. Speaking of football, I want to quickly throw in my stock. Also, let us know your thoughts in the comment. Like, I think this is stupid, but
yeah.
Anyways, thoughts in your comment section down below. Quickly, stock up, stock down. Stock up. Anyone who loves March Madness or like it's been a great tournament so far. I see some haters online saying March Madness is dead. March is definitely not dead just because there aren't as many upsets as before, or there's too many Power 4 conferences in the round of 16. Like, who cares? The game is good. The basketball is good. Did you not watch the High Point game? Did you not watch Vanderbilt? And were you not watching the games? Were you just like sitting back and looking at your bracket and being like, this team didn't go through. Oh, I don't like that this 12 seed didn't make it to the round of 6. Like, no, who cares? It's been great ball. It's been fun ball. Enjoy the games. Like, what are we doing here? Stock up, March Madness.
Stock down, UFL.
Stock down is actually football, but not UFL related. Flag football. I don't know what they were doing this weekend, but
horrible.
That was disgusting, horrible, atrocious. No idea. And then we got, listen, no disrespect to the Beak here, but the Beak going on Twitter saying, like how could anyone think that these real football players had any chance against these flag footballs? They don't care. The NFL stars don't care. It was Tom Brady and Joe Burrow and Jalen Hurts at quarterback. You think if they had maybe Jane Daniels, Lamar Jackson, or other good shifty quarterbacks like that, they'd probably do better? Like, what are we doing? Obviously, a statuesque quarterback is not going to do well in flag football. Like, if these guys actually cared, if they actually tried, I think it would be without a doubt very easy that the NFL stars would beat the flag football guys. They would need to, 1, learn the rules, 2, learn how to tackle properly. And then if you give them some time, they would destroy them. Athletically, they would destroy them. Mike, go ahead.
Man, they were just there for some Instagram photos. Yeah, nice little weekend IG dump.
They also own they're like owners in the league. So what good is it if they absolutely dominate and stomp on these flag football players?
Just growing the game.
Yeah,
growing U.S. flag football.
Exactly. It doesn't have no benefits. Anyways, just had to get that off my chest. Let's get into the show. Excited to get into things for today. First guest. No, I'm not blaming Brady. I'm not. Someone saying I'm blaming Brady. He was slinging. Don't worry. Don't get me wrong. It was fun to watch, but it's just I think if you play it with actually shifty quarterbacks and they learn the rules, it'd be better. Let's get into things for today though. He's a college basketball, college football originator, and he wants me to add he's an NFL originator ever since he won 1 Super Bowl play here on the show. The pride of UAB, Corbie Craig. How's it going? It was great. It was was it the field goal distance?
No, I had 2. I got field goal distance and some guy not to get a yard and a half.
AJ Barner.
Yeah, Barner. I have no clue who he is, but it won.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, and it was the under as a SGP, but no big deal. NFL originator here remembers. Listen, Jason, I'm gonna start the show with 2 things. First off, is yes, March Madness is awesome. People just love to hate, just to hate. They hate LeBron. They hate probably delicious, yummy chocolates. I bet the same people hate that, and they say March Madness stinks. So I get it. And then the second thing I'm just gonna say real quick, because y'all don't know behind the scenes. I don't know what's going on with this behind the scenes software you use, but I cannot turn you down any. So you were just 100 volume in my ear. So when you're going on your rant, it was. You can probably see me laughing behind the scenes. It was just Jason inside of my brain screaming. It was how it started Monday.
Can I give you a tip here? Do you have a volume button on your computer?
No shit, Jason. No shit. That was my first thought. Now wasn't it? No, it doesn't work for some reason. I don't know, but it's okay. I enjoy listening to you.
All right, I'll try and be a little quiet for you here to try not to get too amped up. But it's hard for me not to. We're gonna be talking March. It's been a fun round of 32. Looking forward to the round of 16. Before we get to the round of 16, though, talk me through the round of 32. What was your sort of biggest takeaway from that round? Any singular players that stood out to you? Anything that you feel like maybe you missed? Talk me through that.
Round of 32, I would say Texas looks awesome. I think I talked about this pre-tournament. I thought that they had a really good draw of if they could beat NC State, which was a pick. They had a good matchup versus BYU. They had a good matchup versus Gonzaga, and I think they even have a good matchup versus Purdue. Ultimately, if they won that game, I think they would get crushed by Arizona, and you could probably buy some Arizona stock because people would just be hyped that this Texas team looks so good. But Jason, they have a point guard. I guess he's a shooting guard that is the same age as you, old man with the mustache. He's played for Houston when they went to the Final Four, Elite Eight, the Sweet 16, and then he transferred, and he was there for 3 years. So they have all the competency they need. So it's been a fun tournament. I have 2 things to take away from it. Yesterday I had a pretty stale price of Florida money line and Bennett Sturts under points, which is very obviously correlated. I got a crazy price for it. So I lost a Florida money line ticket last night, which is just not on my Sunday agenda. And then the second thing would be if we're doing what's this thing called stock up, stock down, the NIT. What the hell are you doing? Like, I enjoy basketball in any demand. The NIT, the crown. You give me just some dudes playing basketball, I'll probably watch it on live stream. I'm not watching it during March Madness. Like, make the games today. So I just don't understand that. Stock down NIT. If they need to hire me for the board of directors to help with the scheduling, I could fix it in about 1 minute. It would just be if March Madness, then no games. If not, or else games, and then you're solved pretty easy.
I think you made a great point there. We have a 3-day stretch of no ball right now, and I'm kind of hungry. I want some ball. So like NIT, I believe they do play tomorrow, as Goon was saying on Twitter with our little Twitter action. You told me I didn't know a single NIT team. I know one. I don't know if
All right, name one that's not Wichita State playing this year.
Oklahoma State, Wake Forest.
Look at you, dude. It's like it's your day job or something.
No, I don't know much about NIT. I'm not going to pretend. But okay,
Jason, I couldn't name you one hockey player, so it's a fair game. It's fair game.
All right, you know what? I'll give you that one. Let's flip over and let's talk. I have a couple more questions about the round of 32. First of all, Duke, in their first two games, obviously they blew out TCU towards the end of that game, but that game was like pretty close for a while. Seems like they got a little bit of help from the referees. I don't like to say that, but that's what like the drum up on Twitter was. Are you like nervous at all about Duke, considering again their injuries and lack of depth might have them exposed a little bit?
No, I think the only thing to worry about is this whole buzz that Caleb Foster might try to come back. I'm not big in the sense of like coming back from injury. He fractured his foot and had surgery 3 weeks ago. So. Could he play? Maybe. Would he be competent? Probably not. I see the Duke early struggles and then second half turnover as Duke's starting to figure it out. You got to remember, they played 11 minutes of their big man that game. He's been hurt. So he was trying to find his footing. They're playing without Foster. They've had to learn how to play. So, no, I think the more games, the better. The good thing for Duke, game one was tough. Game two, like, John Shire has such a good staff that it was very obvious like they were going to be well prepared for that game. The issue now is like I don't think there's that big of a coaching edge the rest of the bracket. But I will say, as on a show earlier, and we were talking about futures. If I was to pick a future right now, it would be Duke on your trusty FanDuel plus 430. It's not like some massive value play. Again, we're getting so close to the end that like it's kind of just like quick math, multiply and see what Duke's worth. But 430 seems a little soft. I think this is the second best team in the nation. So Michigan 3-1, Arizona 320. I think Duke should probably be in the same range. So if I had like a free bet or some kind of futures boost, I would probably put it on Duke at 420.
All right, Duke at plus 420 is what you're looking at there. Over on FanDuel, obviously, I guess you like them in this in the next round of 16 here, Duke against St. John's. Any other round of 16 teams, or sorry, round of 16 games you're sort of circling here? Got your eye on Arizona, Arkansas, maybe Illinois, Houston, which is kind of like a crazy round of 16 game. Like that doesn't feel like it should be played in the round of 16, but that's the way the tournament's drawn. Talk us through this one.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. I would say that Arizona, Arkansas probably is the one that interests me the most because I think Arkansas kind of matches up well. Everyone talks about like they don't play good defense, but we've seen Arkansas really struggle defensively when they're up. Like we saw in the High Point game, they let their foot off the gas. They're a team that likes to run. They play this like high volume basketball pace, and they've been up a lot, and so then they've played pretty crappy defense a lot. What are they going to do versus Arizona? I can't imagine they're up very much, and they definitely can't let off the gas. Kobe Pete is just like this big dude that shoves people out of the way, and I think Brazil has the size and intangibles to kind of stay with him. So it would be a long shot. Obviously, I think that line is 7.5, 8. But I think Arkansas matches up pretty well. And then on the Purdue side, what is Purdue good at? They have a really good point guard. They have some secondary pieces, and then they have a big man. What does Texas have? Like all the guards to kind of throw at Braden Smith, stop what he wants to do, and then a 7-footer in the paint. So Trey Kaufman-Ren's going to have to hit those mid-range jumpers that he always hits. I'm sure he will, but I still think that's a pretty bad matchup for Purdue. So both of the dogs on that side of the bracket would seem fun to me. And then, Jason, I'll go one more. Sorry, I'm just yapping around today. Michigan, Alabama. I talked about it on the show, I think it was in January. I took some Bama 50-1. And then, man, after about 2 pounds of weed, I really thought I was in trouble with the Aiden Holloway news. But this team looks good. And then I go to this game and I really think Alabama has a shot. I'm a Nate Oates hater. I don't like the style of offense Nate Oates plays. It relies too much on threes. But how are you going to beat Michigan? You are going to jam Elliot Cadeau. He is the biggest liability on that team. And you're going to try to run down the court before Mara can get back because he is amazing. And I think Alabama has all the shots to do that. So the Tide, 3 dogs is where I'm going to be looking at. I haven't bet any of them yet. The only bet I do have, I'll give you a little softball toss, Jason. You did talk about the game. Illinois-Houston, I bet that under 140.5. I make it 136, a pretty small bet, but I do like that total there. People would say 4.5 points off. Was it a small bet? But if you've watched March Madness, those boys be fouling at the end of the game. So I'm gonna make it small here.
Of course, 139.5 at FanDuel, but minus 105 towards the end. I'm sure the 140.5 is probably slight juice, minus 112, 115-ish here. You mentioned Alabama, you mentioned Texas, and you mentioned Arkansas as like you like these guys as dogs. And I see what you mentioned there, but I'm curious about the south side of the bracket in the Illinois and Houston game because Iowa and Nebraska, that's an interesting matchup. Whoever wins, you got to think that Illinois or Houston will be like, what, 4-5.5 point favorites minimum against both those teams. Are you looking at any Illinois or Houston futures with their path to the Final Four being, relatively easy, where you just have to beat the team in the Sweet 16? You have to sort of pick the winner in the Sweet 16 and get an easier path to the Final Four. Have you looked towards any futures in that south side of the bracket?
Yeah, I think Illinois is 16-1. So what's the famous quote, Jason? If you bet $100 on that, you would win 0 when it inevitably loses. So yeah, I mean, it's a fun idea. I will say, I actually think that if Iowa can somehow beat Nebraska, which would be a really good basketball game. Also, I have Nebraska in my Calcutta, so I don't want them to win. But if Iowa was to win, I think they give Illinois a really tough matchup. Like, what did Florida want to do? They wanted to sprint and play the same basketball they always do. What does Illinois want to do? They're one of the fastest teams in the nation. I think Iowa kind of has a good matchup for that. Also, I think it's a tough scheme from a standpoint of Illinois has to play Houston first, and then 2 days later they would get they have no clue who they're going to get. It's a coin flip on the other side of on the road, so they can't really pre-scheme that much. I think it's a pretty tough spot. So you're asking about a Houston or an Illinois future. I would say out of the two, I would lean towards Houston. Houston ultimately could dismantle Iowa pretty quickly, I think. But I think Illinois would have a tough. If Illinois could win this first game, I think Iowa could give them a real big shot. So I actually bet a slice of pizza, a nice slice of pizza, Jason. On that Iowa 100, I believe I got 115, 120 to 1 to win the national championship. Do I think they do? No. But as I told you, I've been on this show probably 30 times at this point. What is my favorite bet to take, Jason? That would be fun bets that lose. Give me Iowa to win the national championship, 120 to 1.
That is a spicy meatball. Iowa to win the national championship, 100 to 1 right now on FanDuel. Love it. Should be fun. Let's flip over and talk the top of the bracket here, the East and the West. Because I prepackaged this question for you, but you already talked about how Alabama has a chance to upset Michigan. Between Duke and Arizona, which of these two do you think is least likely to make the Final Four, and who would they lose? Who would make the Final Four in their place out of their respective side of the bracket?
I think the correct answer is Duke. Just from if you just wanted to use market standpoint, what is Duke, 5.5 for St. John's, and then they're gonna have to play Michigan State, maybe Michigan State, UConn. So that's a pretty tough side of the bracket. But ultimately, I'm higher on Duke than the market, and I'm lower on St. John's, and I'm way lower on Michigan State. So I think the correct answer is Duke is less likely. What do I think? Human bias guy that's talking on a podcast with a purple hoodie on. I would say I think that Arizona is less likely. I really like this Duke team. If you follow me on Twitter, my avatar right now is me wearing a Duke jersey. So I have to say that Duke's going to win the national championship, right? There's two routes. I'm going to take the safest answer for TV time in history. Duke is the analytically correct answer. They should lose out of the two, but Arizona is the team I choose. See that? That's called covering your bases, Jason.
I love it, Corbie. I wish I not only followed you on Twitter, but didn't block you on Twitter, because then I would be able to see your avatar, because,
Yeah, it's a well-deserved block. I was actually about to compliment you. It looks like you're wearing a Super Bowl shirt. I was going to compliment it. It looks like a cool graphic, but now I'm going to take it all back, and I'm not even going to say how cool of a shirt that is. So,
I'm kidding. I don't block you on Twitter. Everyone should go follow Corbie on Twitter at Corbie BO.
Nice. Look at that guy.
Yeah, I got you. It's a good
Shout out Claude. Shout out Claude.
It's Super Bowl 30 graphic. Super Bowl 30 whatever sweater. Do you know who's in that Super Bowl or no?
Hell no.
It was Pittsburgh and Dallas, and I believe Dallas won. So, Rob, company man here, got to wear the boss's favorite team's Super Bowl shirt.
You want to know a fun fact real quick? I'll give you a life lesson. Not a life lesson. That's bad. History lesson about old CC here. When I was 6, I think, may have made up that date, but 2004, the Colts played the Bears in the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. And I was a massive Colts fan. I don't know why. It's like I was born as Marvin Harrison's the man. I don't know. And so I had all my friends over. It's Colts themed party. I have Jeff Saturday snapping the ball with Peyton Manning on my cake. We all sit down to watch the Super Bowl. And as the people watching probably know, the opening kickoff was Devin Hester to the house. Every one of my friends looked at me, and a little 6-year-old Corbie was like, "Oh boy, this is gonna be a long party." But yeah, I think we turned on Madden. We're like, actually, let's not watch the game. Let's just not. They're not playing the Super Bowl. So yeah, that's probably the last Super Bowl I cared about, Jason. Outside of that, and just winning NFL bets. That's basically all I do. Just watch Colts highlights and win my AJ TJ Barner under rushing yards. That's all I do.
AJ Barner. I believe the Colts ended up winning that Super Bowl, by the way. I don't know.
They did.
Yeah.
They did. 14-7, I think. 14-10, something like that.
I think more points than that. I think Chicago scored 14 points in the first. I think they scored 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. Anyways.
We got to pull it up now.
Oh, my goodness. Quickly, before you pull that up, shout out to Derek in the chat who mentioned all 4 2 seeds to make the Sweet 16 at plus 230. That was a banger. Hopefully the chat tailed. Yeah, 29-17, Corbie.
Yeah, I was way wrong. Yeah.
It's all right. You were playing Madden. I can't blame you. All right, before you head out here, have you for a couple more minutes. You said you'd give me an NIT play.
Yeah, let me pull my number. My face is going to go
also
for a second.
Timeout. You pull up your number. Go ahead. I'm just going to quickly roast you for a bit. The NIT plays today and tomorrow. So like what I get you're mad that they're playing yet like last week, but
and they played yesterday.
Yeah.
Like just move yesterday's games to today.
Yeah, you're right.
Have like NIT madness.
You're right. All right, sorry, you win.
But hey, they can't do everything right. Jason, as much as I would love to give you a number, I did tell you I'd have one, so give me a second. But nothing's pulling up. They don't play today.
Sorry, they play tomorrow and Wednesday.
Yeah, what the hell? See, you got me all confused now. I'm on my number trying to look. See, you got me twisted. All right, here we go. I got a number now. Yeah, that's actually let's see. Give me a second. I haven't bet this yet.
It's all good. You got to give out a banger.
St. Joe's.
Okay, go.
St. Joe's, New Mexico. What number can I get FanDuel? I'm seeing a total of 148.
148 and a half. Yeah, juice towards the under minus 115.
I would enjoy splurging on that over. I would take the over there, 148 and a half.
All right.
And to give context, I bet the under from a model number of the New Mexico game last game. So this isn't like some kind of like projection bias. Like I can't believe that it's that low. So give me the over there.
All right, St. Joe's.
Bet it right as I get off the show.
St. Joe's, New Mexico, over 148 and a half minus 105. You're going to bet it before me. Do me a huge favor. Leave that number out there for me for like a little bit longer because I get off the show way after you get off the show. So
we'll see. I already got you a $100 bet on the Blue Jays, 9-1 to win the World Series. Let's see what we can do.
I also messed up so bad because the way that this is like a little off topic. The way the Blue Jays pitching situation is currently like lining up right now, it's like I should have told you to like wait a month or two. To bet that because I'm almost confident you're gonna be able to get a bet number on the Blue Jays like a month into the MLB season.
The best part about the Blue Jays, Jason, is if you just wait 3 months, you'd get an even better number. You could wait as long as you want, and the number will only get better. So just whenever you want to bet the Blue Jays, feel free.
All right. I will. Corbie, appreciate you joining the show. All the best to you. Good luck in March, and we'll chat soon.
All right, boys.
Appreciate it. Great stuff there from Corbie. As always, the best in the biz at leading us off on these Mondays. Before we get into our next guest and before we bring on one of the hottest cat handicappers in the world, The Hammer Daily is brought to you by FanDuel. Basketball fans, the NBA season is not over yet. FanDuel is giving everyone a chance to hit the court with their latest offer. Right now, new customers can score up to $300 back in bonus bets every day for 10 days from NBA bets that don't win. FanDuel is the best place to bet your favorite NBA players. Build a same-game parlay for a chance at a bigger payout, or try live betting and join the action after tip-off. Best of all, with FanDuel, you get paid instantly when you win. Just visit FanDuel.com/forwardprogress to get your first token and get up to $300 back in bonus bets every day for 10 days from bets that don't win. Everyone deserves a second shot at greatness with FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA. Must be 21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas and affiliation Kansas Star Casino, or 18 plus and present in DC, Kentucky, or Wyoming. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable and expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-MY-RESET. Call 1-888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. And visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org. Call 1-800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts. Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY. Text HOPE-NY in New York. Call 1-877-770-7867 in Louisiana. All right. One of the best cat handicappers in the world joins the show. Winston the Cat. Winston, how's it going?
How's it going, guys?
There we go. How's it going? Oh, and Winston's owner, of course, Issac Rose-Berman, joins the show. Forgot to mention that. Shout out Winston. She said bet, or he said bet on March Madness.
There we go.
Are you in the same camp as me, where all cats are girls and all dogs are boys?
That might be one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. What the fuck are you talking about?
No. Chat, back me up on this. All cats are girls and all dogs are boys. That's just how it works.
Crazy take.
No. I'm sure the people in the chat know what I'm talking about. That is not a crazy take. Text your group chats. They'll know. They'll understand. Anyways, Isaac, first of all, you had a banger. What was it? Reaction video on Circles Off.
Yeah. With Rob, that was a great one.
If the people haven't checked that out, you should go check that out after the show, after Circles Off, which is live at 1 p.m. Circle Back, which is live at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Go check that out after that. But no, first, let's not talk about that. Let's talk about some Miami Open. The round of 32 is happening today. Round of 16 is happening in the next couple of days. Talk to me how the tournament has gone so far. I know you have a couple bets for us here, but just take a step back at the matches that have already happened. Sort of give us a recap of the tournament as a whole.
I mean, the number one thing is Carlos Alcaraz is out. Crazy match yesterday versus Sebastian Corda, young American, who took him down after a blockbuster round of 64 where Alcaraz faced off against the 19-year-old Fonseca. But yeah, got taken down yesterday by Corda. So, I mean, now you got Sinner as like a massive tournament favorite. Futures markets are down right now because the tournament just started for today. But you got Sinner, I think last time I saw was like minus 200 to win the tournament. And it's like, the round of 32, which just shows you how insanely top heavy the men's game is right now. But yeah, some crazy stuff there. Bunch of good matches. Miami is beautiful. Seems like it's a great tournament so far. Kind of wish I was there watching it.
All right. I'm shocked you're not there watching, but you got to, of course, take care of one of the smartest cat handicappers in the world, Winston the Cat. Let's talk through the games that you have for us here. Just sort of rattle them off as you go. You got, what is it, six underdogs for us? Talk us through them all.
I think so, yeah. Do we want to pull them up on screen, or should we just go through them?
Go through them, then we'll pull them up on screen at the end. So I don't want to yeah.
Incredible, yeah. So I think the first one we got here is starts soon. Terrence Atmain versus Felix Auger-Aliassime. We're fading the Canadian today, plus 290. I like this line a little bit. I was 50-50, and then it moved a little bit against me. Felix has been playing incredible recently. This is their first matchup. I really like the way Atmain's been playing just really the last, 6 months or so. He's been doing great. So I'm happy to take a flyer on him here at this price. I think, first matchup, Felix might have some difficulties. So, looking forward to that one. Then the second one we got, I believe, is Tiafoe against Jakub Mensik, who actually, I believe, I should know this, I'm like 90% sure he is the defending champion here. Yes, he is. Just making sure I get the tournaments mixed up sometimes. But yeah, so he's the defending champion here. Played incredible last year, beat Djokovic in the final. And he's been known to, play some great tennis. He beat Sinner not that long ago, but, a notoriously relatively inconsistent player. He's very young. Tiafoe here on home turf. He loves to play in front of an American crowd. So I think his experience in the American crowd can propel him to victory here. Then we got Marin Cilic versus Alexander Zverev. This is the biggest dog. That one is later this afternoon. I think it's scheduled to be at around 4 p.m.
Yep.
Plus 490 now. Cilic, former Grand Slam winner. Zverev notoriously has never won a Grand Slam. He's got a huge game. Obviously, he's much older now, one of the oldest and most experienced players on tour, but he still at times can, show flashes of brilliance. Zverev can play pretty defensively, get on the back foot. So the courts have been playing relatively fast outdoor. Cilic still early on in the tournament should be pretty fresh. So I think if he can come out and, serve lights out and play some really aggressive tennis, he can hopefully take it to Zverev. And then two more, both ones that are tomorrow. We got Martin Landelus against Korda. So sort of fading Korda after his big upset against Carlos. Frankly, I actually hadn't seen much from Landelus, but I was watching him play against Kachanov. He upset Karen Kachanov in the earlier round. He went through qualifying. He's been playing just some really great tennis. 20-year-old kid from Spain. I think Korda notoriously up and down. Obviously, Korda is definitely the better player here, but maybe Landelus can take it to him. And then lastly, we got Vachereau against Arthur Fils. That one's also tomorrow at plus 225 on the money line. Vachereau, interesting guy, kind of came out of nowhere last year to win a Masters, and then has just been playing really solid top 30 tennis the last few months. Fils has been playing incredible, absolutely destroyed Tsitsipas in the last round. I think market is sort of reacting a little bit too much to that, perhaps. Vachereau's got the big serve, big game. This is their first matchup, I believe. So I think, hopefully he can take it to him.
Yeah. All right. Hopefully you guys can get those clicks in as quickly as possible because Terrence out at Maine is currently up 40-30 right now in the first.
First game. Yeah, that one just started. But the other ones, you all got a little bit of time.
Yeah, we got a little bit of time with those ones. The other five. If we're only betting, the four of these, and someone's catching this after the first match that just went live. Round robin of twos, threes. How are we doing this year?
I mean, look, the round robin of twos is I would say the safe way is to do them in singles, the lower variance route. I like a little round robin 2x4 from these. If you're really crazy, you go for the 3, and who knows? I might after we get off this call, might have to rip the 4-leg parlay. But round robin 2 should be good. Obviously, make sure to gamble responsibly. These are all underdogs, so none of them are expected to win. But hopefully, we can hit some big bomb bangers. Yeah,
bet responsibly, as they heard off the top of the show. Have some fun with it, and let's hope for the best. And worst case scenario, water it down and bet the first sets, right?
That was I texted Jason. I came on, what was it,
2 weeks ago,
maybe for 2 weeks for Indian Wells. Gave out like 6 bets. I think we went 1 for 6, but like 5 out of 6 the first set hit, which is unfortunate. It's not the bet I gave out, so I'm not going to take credit, but it is a little funny. Yeah, I mean, I think if you want to water it down, the way to go would not necessarily be to bet the first set. You can bet the set spread. So bet one of these guys to get +1 sets. But obviously, if you're going to do that, make sure you're checking all the different odds and that you're getting a good price. FanDuel sometimes has a good price on those. I can definitely hit them there. But they're great on the money line pricing. So happy to give these out as money lines.
Great on the money line, and will also pay out if the opponent withdraws, which is very.
Exactly. And they'll refund you if your guy retires.
There we go.
So very, very generous on that both ways. Miami is hot, but I don't think there's going to be that many retirements. So I don't imagine that coming into play too much. But you never know. And there's definitely more value taking those when you're betting on the dogs. So.
All right. So we know who's in the round. We know some of the players in the round of 16. Is there a number you're looking for on a certain player when these futures odds come back? Is there a certain player where you're like, I want to take him, but I need X number? Because I know you said Sinner is such is priced like such a heavy favorite based on how good he is. But is there anyone you would consider, and what odds would you need?
It's a really good question. I want to say, Arthur Fees, we're betting against him in this round, but he's got the game where, if he has a really good day, then he can really take it to anybody, potentially even Sinner. I'd have to review the draw, but I'm not sure which side Fees is on. But definitely what you want to do in instances like this is, you would want to bet on someone on the opposite side of the draw as Sinner, right? Because obviously, a lot of the equity from your future would come in the instance where Sinner gets knocked out before the final and your guy's on the other side of the draw. And so you just want to maximize the chance that you don't really have to play Sinner. So I think after this round, when those will open up, there's potentially going to be a little bit of value on the other side. But I'm not sure yet. Feast is on the other side of Sinner. So yeah, maybe an Arthur Feast, potentially a Taylor Fritz. I don't know. It's a tricky one for sure. I think probably Arthur Feast. And frankly, if he wins the next round, I'd probably want at least, I got to do some quick mental maths here, but maybe in like the 15-1, 20-1 range at least, but maybe even a little bit higher. Sinner's just so fucking good, man. Because if it's hidden as a Sinner in the final, he's going to be, plus 700 or something. So
yeah. All right. So like let's say like Arthur Fees, what we're looking for is like 23-1 to be.
Yeah, if we can get an Arthur Feast, after today, maybe. So I don't love the idea of like placing the future while betting on his opponent, but I think if he gets through, I think after this round, I might, if he gets through versus Vachereau, I might sprinkle. Hopefully, he can get something in the roughly maybe 20-1 range would be great.
All right, perfect stuff there. Appreciate that, Isaac. Always want to give you the hard questions. Have you been watching March Madness at all by any chance? Are you betting on March?
I've been watching a decent amount. Yeah, incredible game so far.
Yeah, and anything you like? You got any other sports for us to give out? Because I know you like to dabble in everything. I know you're a tennis guy, but anything you maybe already bet?
I do like to dabble. I was pretty big on Gonzaga to win it all. That was short lived to say the least. So not sure I'm really qualified. I like to listen to people smarter than me. But I got a couple flyers out on some long shots, but I don't know. The underdogs have not been doing too well after the first round, and those are what I like to bet. So it's been a little tough the last couple days, but maybe on Thursday the dogs will start barking again.
Oh, okay. Maybe on Thursday the dogs will start barking again. We just had Corbie on, who's talking through a bunch of dogs. If that's it from you, Isaac, appreciate you joining the show. Any final thoughts before you head out, whether it be for tennis, whether it be for life, whether it be about dogs and cats and then being boys and girls? Any final thoughts for you here?
No, I think, just appreciate. I've really enjoyed watching March Madness this year. The basketball is great. The storylines are great. Getting to watch it with some friends, whether or not you got some money on the line. I'm a big fan of sweating the games with the boys. I'm a big fan of the long shot futures in particular. Risk a little to win a lot, and then every single game is a really fun sweat. So just enjoy watching. Get some games on with some friends. Have a good night.
That's the way to do it, and enjoy it responsibly. Isaac, I'll tell you quickly, I was at the bar with some friends. We were all on Vanderbilt. We had them all in our bracket. And guess what? The table across from us also had Vanderbilt. And listen, they lost, but damn, was it ever fun cheering with those guys. Isaac, appreciate you joining the show. We'll chat soon.
Thank you for having me on. Have a good one, everybody.
Awesome stuff there from Isaac, as always. Let's pull up the FanDuel screen for those who might have missed it. Just recapping everything that Isaac gave out. The at Maine game is currently live, plus 290. It's the same thing we got pregame. And I believe he's up one set. He's up one game right now, 2-1 for him. But also after that, we had TFO at plus 134. Marin Cilic. I'm butchering these names. Just look on screen. Cilic, plus 480. Landaluce, plus 320. And then Vachereau at plus 225 as well. Hopefully you guys can see that on screen instead of hearing me absolutely butcher it. And if you're hearing me butcher it in audio forms, do us a huge favor. That means you're watching on Spotify. Rate and review 5 stars. Goes a long way here on the channel. All right. We're going to bring on our next guest in just 1 second. Before we do that, I want to remind you guys about our Discord. If you're not in the Discord, you are absolutely missing out because we are nearly at 1,800 members. And it's absolutely clicking. It's a great place to chat during the games. Our creators are sharing banger bets, and so is our Hammer audience. Join us at discord.gg/Hammer and see what you've been missing out on. I know that there's an NHL. I forget his name now. Gosh. Someone in the chat's going to have to remind me. I want to bring him on one day for edge work. There's a guy giving out NHL plays every single day in the Discord.
Oh, I'll get it for you.
What's his name?
1 second.
It's gonna bother me, chat. I need you to help me out on this one. But we got to bring him on one day for a Hammer Daily. Maybe you know what? Like maybe that gives you guys some incentive to. Mr. Hindsight, yes, Mr. Hindsight. Heinz as in like the ketchup. Mr. Hindsight, yes. Mr. Hindsight, we got to bring him on. I'll talk to Moretto about this. Hopefully we'll get him on. Hindsight.
Yeah, they're like head-to-head in the Discord, right?
Oh, yeah. It's fun. It's fun. All right, appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, we got our next guest coming up. He's in the Discord. He's always sharing his stuff. You've seen him on this show frequently. Big soccer enjoyer. I'm sure he's super excited because we got some World Cup qualifying games happening very, very soon. Adrian, Drunken Goon, how's it going, my friend?
Pretty good, pretty good.
All right, excited to get into things for today. Before we get into things, though, because we kind of have like a sort of a sicky situation here when it comes to the World Cup, right? I know you wanted to talk a little bit about this, but we've seen some things go down over the past couple months in Mexico. They're currently hosting the playoff. Are you like worried at all about, I don't know, games not happening there, like, or anything of that nature?
So my take on this is you have the Mexican cartels and then you have the biggest cartel, FIFA. So the little cartel is not going to mess up with the big cartel. They'll host the games and there won't be any issues.
Okay, I just had to ask that because I know we saw some F1 races canceled in the Middle East there because, of course,
different cartels.
Different cartels. All right, let's talk through the World Cup here, though. We got some interesting European qualifying games. Let's talk in Group A and talk me through literally. Listen, like I'm the most selfish when it comes to this stuff. I want to know about Italy. Talk me through Italy's situation. What's going on here? Ancestors are Italian. You know that everyone at the Hammer. We're all like Mike's a honorary Italian. We're all Italian here. We want to know about our Italians. What do we got here?
Good thing they have a big player pool because everybody's injured.
Mm-hmm.
Just the last couple of days, two of their strikers that were supposed to go, they got picked into the squad. Scamacca from Atalanta and Chiesa from Liverpool both pulled out injured. So that adds to the big list of Vicario, Coyote, Gabbia, Verratti, and so on that roll out. Also, there's doubts about Bastoni, Mancini, and Tonali. Tonali banged up at the weekend. So if those guys don't play, it's not as straightforward as it seems. The big hope is that Pio Esposito from Inter is gonna kind of carry the team through. They have some youngsters coming through that are proving that they can play, and I think they have no choice but to let them play and see what happens.
Yeah.
The good news is they haven't lost to Northern Ireland since like the 50s. The bad news is last time they played them, they drew 0-0, and that put them in the playoffs to play Macedonia, and we all know how that turned out.
Yeah, no, not really looking forward to these stats you're pulling out here because again, that North Macedonia game is just fresh in my mind still. With Italy's kind of like, it feels like the team is like so stuck on like playing like their veterans, their older players. Is this almost like I don't want to say a blessing in disguise because Case is good, Tonali is good. Like they're missing some quality players here. Is this sort of like we'll call it like a mini blessing in disguise to see what type of young talent Italy has coming up?
I think so. They were looking at having Verratti back in the lineup, and that's just insane. The guy's been pulling in petrodollars for a couple of years now, and no longer relevant as far as the big scheme is concerned. So having somebody like Palestra and Vergara and Pisilli in the squad is going to help them kind of bridge the generation gap, and hopefully there will be no pressure on these young guys, and they'll get it done. Yeah,
I can already see it happening. They're going to play great. They're going to stand out. They're going to look good. We're hopefully, fingers crossed, that Italy makes it. And then it's going to come tournament time. It's going to come World Cup time. And it's going to be like, why the hell aren't we playing these guys? Anyways, let's talk through Group C because you wanted to talk through that group here. You wanted to talk Turkey and Romania. A couple injuries there. Talk us through this game.
Yeah, so I didn't have very high hopes on Romania, but it's getting dire by the minute. The last couple of weeks, they were down to one striker, so they called up a guy that has played third division, second division. He's got about 7 goals in the league, but all of them against relegation candidates. So it's not really good there. They have Berlija from FCSB, who's one of the decent strikers, but nothing behind him. So if there's any injuries there, they're screwed. And over the weekend, they lost their top keeper, Radu from Celta Vigo. He got hurt in that game. He's out for about 6 weeks. So they have 3 keepers from the local league with very little experience going to Turkey, playing in the Beşiktaş Stadium. That's going to be nasty. On the Turkey side, they have some issues as well, especially on defense, where I'm going to butcher some names like you did in tennis. Çalhanoğlu and I'm not even going to try this. Çelik, and Topçu, they're all out. But the important part for the Turks is the attack with Güler and Yildiz. They're both shining this year at the Real and Beşiktaş, and they finally found a striker in Kilisoy from Cagliari. This guy's like 21. He was captain of their U21 team, and he's been banging all goals since he became the starter at Cagliari. So look out for this guy. He's small in stature, but he's got a really good nose for goal. And scoring in Italy, that's not an easy feat. I think Turkey's is worth a bet there. It's -1.25, -110 earlier today. I think it's moving, but if you can get on it even -1.5 plus money, I would bet on that, because if Romania if they fall behind and they have to open up, there's holes in their defense, and the speed of the Turkish counter is gonna burn them. This one looks like it could get ugly. Like 3-0. It's probably most likely result.
All right, we're looking at Turkey -1.5 plus 120 there. Before we flip over, let's flip over to the African qualifiers, because you want to talk about Bolivia and Suriname, I believe. I bet you like Bolivia. Talk us through this one here.
So this is a South American team playing against the CONCACAF team. There's a big gap in quality there. Bolivia, I think, is not that FIFA rankings are worth anything, but 75th or thereabouts versus 125. There's a big gap between the two teams. The competition that they play and the depth of their squads. Bolivia has been playing some friendlies against CONCACAF teams, and even though they lost to Mexico 1-0, they were competitive. They tied Panama, which is another team that made it to the World Cup, and they beat TNT. So they look in pretty good shape to advance, and I think the price is wrong there. I was able to get, I think FanDuel has Bolivia drawn or bet -140. I would take that all the way to -170, either that or to advance. I think they're the better team, and they have a couple of quality players in there, and I don't think Suriname would pose too much trouble to them on a neutral site venue in Mexico at a little bit of altitude. Altitude is the one thing that Bolivia does well.
All right, so we want Bolivia to advance or draw no bet, one or the other, whichever you can find on FanDuel. Chat's giving you the gears a little bit, saying good takes, but horrible shirt. Why are you wearing Man City gear?
Well, MLS is on break, so I figure rub some people the wrong way, since we have a lot of Arsenal lore around.
All right, had to throw that one in there. George also asking if Tottenham is going to get relegated.
I said about a month ago that there's no way in hell that they will, so now they probably will. I hope they don't, just so I don't look like an idiot.
That's all right. It's good to look like an idiot. I do it every single day, Adrian. Don't you worry about that. Also, you're getting a lot of love in the MLS with regards to the Sporting KC takes, as they didn't really fix anything. Any futures you like in the MLS right now, now that it's on break, or are you kind of stepping away and taking a break from betting on MLS?
No, so it's a good time to look at it. I have not had a chance, but if you want to fire some questions at me, I'll be happy to go rapid fire. I have not looked at any futures right now.
Unfortunately, the only futures we have available on FanDuel is just to win outright. So is there any team that you like to win outright, let's say in that past the let's say in like the 12-1 to like 19-1 range? Inter FC, Los Angeles FC, and Vancouver Whitecaps are at the tippy top. Then you have San Diego, Nashville, New York City, Seattle between 12 and 17-1. Anyone you like in that range?
So Nashville is the darling right now because they took out Miami in the CONCACAF Champions League over 2 legs. They're playing really well. They're a good team, and they have a lot of depth. So they're a team that could make some waves. I don't know if the price is still there from where it was to start the season. The other team I've mentioned before was Seattle. They're focusing on both the Champions Cup and the league. So they're a team, a dangerous team out west. LA has been doing very well defensively, which is surprising. But Sun hasn't scored yet all season, so their offense is not fully geared up yet. But they're a good team as well in the West. So if you're looking for long shots, maybe RSL. Just watch them yesterday play a really good game on the road at San Diego, and they are a team that have picked up a few pieces. I wasn't sure if they were gonna gel together very well this season, but so far so good. Their speed and having two playmakers on the field with the Gozo and Luna, and a veteran like Gilavogi that came in from Lens. They are a team that know what they're doing offensively.
Yeah, Real Salt Lake 30-1, Seattle as you mentioned 17-1, and Nashville 13-1 were those teams that you mentioned there. Flip back to Champions League here. Libsyn with the big upset over the Cinderellas, Bodo Glimt. Any reaction to the round of 16 that we watched for the Champions League?
I felt bad for Bodo. I mean, they had the 3-0, and that penalty was could have been given, could not, might not have been given by a different referee. And they just ran out of gas in the rain. They should have done better, but Sporting just kind of rolled them over.
Anyone you like in terms of futures or outrights for the Champions League? I know we're not going to be seeing a match for another, I think it's 2 weeks. Futures, anything here? Or have you already looked at the matches and have you placed any bets on this next round?
Not yet. No, it's let's get over the international breaks. A lot of injuries happen when teams play all these matches in quick succession. There's a lot of travel involved. Some teams are coming to North America just to check out the venues, and it's going to impact how teams do down the road. So let's wait and see on that.
All right, we'll wait and see on that. And we'll definitely bring you back on for when these games are played, not next week, but the week after. Adrian, appreciate you joining the show. We'll chat soon.
Thanks for your time. Awesome
stuff there from Adrian. As always, keep the conversation going in the Discord, discord.gg/hammer. Appreciate you guys. That wraps up today's show. You know the drill. Do us a huge favor. Smash the like button on the way out. If you're new to the channel as well, hit that subscribe button. Comment down below. Also, if you've done all the three of those things, you want to do something a little bit more, copy this link, share the link, send it to your friends, send it to the group chats, let them know that this guy is talking sports. If you like sports, go listen to him. He's got great guests on all the time. If your friends like sports, make sure you let them know. Let them know about the Hammer Daily. Goes a long way for us here on the channel. Also, if you're listening in audio form, rate and review 5 stars. That stuff matters a lot here. Tells the algorithm that you like us and that other people like you might also like us. Then finally, in a couple minutes, circle back. We'll be live on the Circles Off YouTube channel. You can catch Jacob, Rob, Kirk, and myself live. Jeff on the hot seat. Suspension. Out for 1 week. So I'm taking his place. Will be a lot of fun. One of the things we're looking at is some of our favorite tweets of all time. Can't wait for you to hear what you guys have to say in the Circles Off chat, in the Circle Back chat. And yeah, appreciate you guys tuning in. Hopefully Kirk brought the tape measure. Anyways, this has been the Monday, March 23rd edition of the Hammer Daily here on the Hammer Betting Network, presented by our good friends over at FanDuel. We'll see you guys right here tomorrow.